Hey, Sterile Processing Universe, it's Hank Balch here with you, broadcasting live from Beyond Clean headquarters, world headquarters. Today, we're going to talk about two things very important that I do not want you to miss. Number one is the new Sterile Processing Microcredential. Let me pop this on the screen for you here real quick. Boom. This baby just went live a couple of weeks ago, and we've got a first round of graduates coming through. It has been approved for 10 CEs through the ISHM and CBSPD organization, right? So 10 CEs in addition to the micro credential itself. If you're interested on what this is, like when I say micro credential, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you're not alone. It's brand new to the industry, obviously, because this one that we launched in collaboration with CCI is the first one. It's the first sterile processing microcredential to our knowledge around the world, right? And not only can you get it now, it's live, it's been released, but if you get it, you can submit your certification and credential for 10 CEs to renew any of your certifications you have through ISHM and CBSPD. So again, I'm going to pop this on the screen. That website down at the bottom, beyondclean.net/microcredential. If you go and visit that, all your questions, we got an FAQ there for all the questions that we're getting around. What is this? How can I use it? Why do I want to do it? Is it a certification? How does it compare to what I've already done? All those questions can be answered right there on the website. And I'm telling you, the feedback that we've gotten from folks who have already graduated the program has been tremendous. The last thing that I'll say, just for folks who are curious, is think about a micro-credential kind of as a college course that's going to really take you deep dive into the content. This first one that we released is about cross-contamination. And the beautiful thing about these micro-credentials is they are built so that every member of the clinical team can consume the program and get that micro-credential. So it's not just a sterile processing micro-credential just for sterile processing professionals. It is sterile processing content, but anyone on the perioperative team, any nurse, any surgical tech can take the program and get this sterile processing micro-credential. Any of your vendor partners that you're like, hey guys, I love your products and services, but you don't quite get what's going on in our department, but you want them to, turn them into beyondclean.net/microcredential to go check out this program, because it's going to take them again through a deep dive into this kind of content that you really need to grasp, not just the basic concepts, but how do these things actually work in a department to keep patients safe and to keep our devices from becoming cross-contaminated through the process. So I'm going to pop it up one more time just so everyone can see again. That's a website down at the bottom. And in addition to the credential itself, the micro-credential itself, which you get a certificate and a digital badge that you can share with your network and add to your resume, it's also now approved for 10 CEs for both sterile processing certification groups, ISHM and CBSPD. So it is a win, 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 win. I think that was 10. If not, we're close. Okay. So number two, and I promise this video is going to be quick. Number two, we have got another virtual conference coming up at the end of October 29th. And I'm going to flash this up on the screen for y'all. It's the Validated Conference, the Science of Sterile Processing Efficiency. I know the text is small, so you probably can't read all the names, but let me tell you, we have got a blockbuster conference in store for you. And it's got to be good to get me on the speaking circuit. For those of y'all who know me personally, I am not a huge fan of public speaking. I know that may be hard to believe if you tune into the podcast, but it's got to be something special to pull me in front of the big stage. And it is. For this one, I'm going to be talking about industry disruption, something that's near and dear to my heart, but particularly industry disruption as it applies in the user context. What do we do as sterile processing and operating room folks to manage change in our departments, to have conversations collaboratively with these regulatory folks that are coming in and they're seeing new products and services they've never seen before. And they're asking, what are you doing here? And why are you doing this? What do the standards say? Well, there's no standard yet because its technology is so new. How do you have those conversations? Well, I'm going to be talking about it in my session. And again, in addition to my session, we're going to be having folks from all over the industry talking about all kinds of things that apply to this validation question. We're going to be talking about IFUs. We're going to be talking about cleaning validations. We're going to be talking about sterilizer validations. We're going to be talking about lean principles in sterile processing. And we're going to be talking about speed. How does speed impact our roles as medical device reprocessors to be safe? So to go check out and register for this free 7CE event, go to educate.beyondclean.net/validated2021. You can take a photo or you can scan that QR code on the graphic there to get registered. If you follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, the registration link is there for you to check out as well. As always, this conference is free, as all of our educational events are, and it is going to be approved not only for sterile processing credit, but also for perioperative nursing credit as well. October 29th, mark your calendar now. For those of you who are like, hey, Hank, this sounds great, can't do it, or at least I can't watch it live because it's a Friday, don't sweat. All of our content that comes out through these large global conferences are also available on demand. So within an hour after the session airs, you can go in and check out that. You can check out the session on demand after the fact as well. So we've got, we're getting some questions here. So let me tackle some of these before we hop off here. So we've got one here from, it looks like maybe Terry Mullen. Truly Live is in right now. Yes. The micro-credential, which is, I think, what you're referencing there, Harry, it is an on-demand educational session. So it's not a course that you have to register for and then show up at a particular time. You register for this program and you do it at your own pace, in your own time. Now, there is a time limit about how long you can take to do it, but we've built it to be as flexible as possible for sterile processing professionals or any surgical or healthcare professional who wants that micro-credential to take it as flexible as you'd like. I got another question here. How do you apply for that micro-credential? So if you go to that website that I flashed up, let me do that here one more time so everybody can see this. Okay. If you go to beyondclean.net/micro-credential, there's a link on that website that you can go and register, and it'll take you to the CCI website. That's the organization that we partnered with to produce this micro-credential. For those of you who are not aware of CCI, they are the organization that distributes the CNOR certification for perioperative nurses, along with a couple of other perioperative type credentials. So you can go check that out again at beyondclean.net/micro-credential. Let me see if there's any other questions here that we'll tackle. Got one from Justin Poulin that says #boom. Thanks, Justin, for tuning in. All right, we got another one here. Looks like from Harry. So the micro-credential course is $99 for that micro-credential. Because this is a micro credential that's applicable for your job, I'm going to tell each and every one of y'all, don't pay this personally until you run it up the chain of command at your facility and ask them if they will sponsor or reimburse the cost of this program. It is a terrific educational program, again, that has immediate applicability to your job and how to do your job better. And not only you, but all those members of that perioperative team, as I said. So yeah, get your hospital to pay for it. It'll be the cheapest micro credential that you've ever got because you won't have to pay it all. Start there. They tell you no, still $99 is a great investment, not only for the education and the micro credential, but also for those 10 CEs that it's approved for. So it's a bang for your buck. Got a shout out here from Courtney that says awesome. Another one from Denise that says great. One from Jane that says, I'm going to say that says wow. If not, it says woo, and that's kind of weird. So just another comment here from Sean Flynn. Looking forward to the disruption conversation. Yeah, Sean, I figured you would. And for those of y'all who don't know Sean Flynn, he's been on the podcast a number of times, Beyond Clean. He's out on the West Coast doing some disruption of his own. So yeah, looking forward to getting some feedback from you on that session here, Sean. A couple of other comments here before we wrap up. Oh, thank you for all you do for the profession. To really appreciate you, and obviously for everyone out there in the trenches doing the dirty work of sterile processing. We are doing this for you. We've been there. Everyone on our team has lived through that sterile processing life in one perspective or another. I have sweated my butt off in PPE, in decontam, many nights thinking I've committed my life to this profession and I want to make it better. And that's what Beyond Clean is all about. But we cannot do this without you tuning in, and we can't do it without the support and ideas that we get from y'all. So thank you so much for the support. Got a question about the conference. The conference is always free, Harry. All of our conference activities that we do are free because, as y'all know, I don't believe that our technicians get paid enough to begin with. So I'm not going to be charging anyone any money to come and get CE approved content through our virtual conferences and educations. Got a question from William about the CEUs. Yes, they are approved for ISHM. I think that's what that acronym is that you're using there, William. So for both certification bodies, ISHM and CBSPD, those 10 CEs are applicable. And with that, we're gonna let Gusetta have the last word. Keep fighting dirty, folks. Go check that micro credential, get your hospital to pay for it, and then finally get registered to join us at that validated conference. I'm going to put that one more time up here so y'all can see this. Go to educate.beyondclean.net/validated2021. Get registered for this conference. Join us on October 29th at 9 a.m. Eastern. We're going to kick it out, have a lot of fun. There's going to be a panel discussion in there about how to get your C-suite to give you what you need for your innovative needs. I cannot share how excited and awesome it's going to be. I hope you can join us. Until next time, as Gusetta says, keep fighting dirty.